さすがエダポッドキャスト Hello and welcome to Sasuke Ada's monthly podcast where I answer questions, provide a space for you to share your creativity, and let you guys in on what I'm working on this month. You can submit Q&A questions, your headcanons, and any additional messages to me via email or fill out the headcanon submission Google spreadsheet linked in the description. Please read the instructions regarding the template of the email and spreadsheet. If you have any further questions, you can click on my January podcast linked in the description as well and go to the end where I walk you through on how to submit your headcanon and questions. Without any further ado, let's jump straight into business. Hey guys, happy holidays, and I'm sorry I totally skipped November. It was a busy month for me work-wise because towards the middle of the month World Cup started, which is when we get really busy. So I didn't really have time to make headcanons and do this monthly podcast, and I was hoping to do the December one a bit early, and then I decided maybe I should wait on it for the holidays and publish the podcast on Christmas. The only thing is that if you guys can't already hear it, I am kind of sick and I do kind of have a sore throat, so I don't really want to overexert myself. But yeah, let's get into it. All right. 皆さんのマイ設定シェアリングタイム So we're gonna get started with some of our November submissions since we skipped November. And so let's start with our good friend Marcy, who is a regular on this podcast. She's submitting for Naruto/Boruto, and the character is Sai. Ooh. So the headcanon is Sai is an awkward one. He's pretty sly under the quiet too, but he's pretty decent when it comes to pickup lines. It'll surprise you when he pulls off a smooth criminal pickup line, only to ruin it by explaining how he pulled it off. Oh my god, that is so him. Which makes him seem goofy, but the more he tries to woo you, the more you can't help but find his eagerness and determination as well as the weird and goofy side of him endearing. He surprisingly has a way with words when comforting you as well. It'll leave you questioning where the hell he gets these thoughts, but also can pull you out of whatever funk you're in. Oh, I think that's pretty accurate. I think Sai definitely has a way with words, even though he's socially awkward. He learns a lot from books, which doesn't really help. But at the same time, I think it's just that somehow he has those moments where he was trying to pull it off smoothly and it just doesn't really work, but depending on the person sometimes it works. It's like that scene in Naruto Shippuden where he was thinking, oh okay, so maybe I should describe a woman the opposite what I think of them. And so when he looked at Ino, he was like, oh hi beautiful, even though he was that he's describing the opposite of what he actually thinks, and so you know that he thinks she's ugly, and that's just the funniest shit ever. So yeah, I think Sai sometimes does these kind of things that is seemingly smooth, but really he's just being mean on the inside. Okay, next up of Marcy's submission is a headcanon for Demon Slayer Nezuko aged up. The headcanon is Nezuko is such a nurturing soul. If you can see past the fact that she's a demon, I'm sure you'll see how much of an amazing and sweet person she is. I'm telling you, when you have her love, you have it. She will take absolute great care of you. I know she would make a good mother. She'd rule with a firm hand, but man, she'd be one heck of a caring mama. Her tenderness and sweetness, none of her children will ever go without head pats, and the same goes for her partner. Her head pats and hugs, it just gives you life. You can feel her love through them, how safe you are in her embrace. No one could harm a hair of yours or her children's head. Aww. Yeah, that is very Nezuko. Nezuko is to describe her personality to a T, is literally she just has caretaker personality. And same with Tanjiro. I feel like as the oldest and second oldest in the family, just both of them have a lot of responsibility, and like just growing up taking care of their younger siblings, that's their way of showing affection, is just like taking care of people. And I feel like if she were to find a partner, it really wouldn't be much of a partner, but more as taking in another kid. So like and I don't think she would complain much about it, because I think it's just something that she's so used to doing. If she doesn't have like someone to take care of, she wouldn't like be used to it. But at the same time, like, she also needs someone to take care of her as well. So in her life, you know, I think it would be great if you could enjoy being taken care of by her, but at the same time take care of her when she needs it, like emotionally support her, and that would be the perfect couple. All right. And then let's see. Next up, we have a situation from Marcy for Aizawa Sensei from My Hero Academia. So, hold up. Wait. Let's see. Yeah. Alright, so the situation. It's Daddy Zawa's birthday, and you know, if Aizawa could, he'd literally sleep and stay in the house the whole day. Sorry. You can tell since you're seeing his phone light up every 5 seconds. But it's totally silent. Most likely on Do Not Disturb. It's your job to get this man out of bed, fed, and treated right on his special day. Once he's up, to tell him to check his phone. He's the type of man that'll scroll through his birthday message, mostly straight face with a hint of a smile on the corner of his cheek. You figured it'll make his day because he's very much loved by his colleagues and students. He's a lovable kitty cat, but you're his lovable kitten, and he'll say as such when he says that with the deep voice of his. Kitten, please, let's stay in today? While back hugging you in his strong arms and sparsely hairy chest, because at times he doesn't sleep in his shirt, crowding you into his touch. Because he knows you're going to drag him by the ass if you have to, in order to get him to a couple hours of sunlight. You gotta ignore that plea for right now and not get distracted, because you have a plan. You plan to stay accordingly, and he's not weaseling his way out like he's done so many times before, because he has. Anywho, you finally coax him to get dressed, and you guys got brunch, because this man isn't waking up before 12 on his birthday. He won't. Not even for you. That's the one day he won't be up early. It's his day. Oh my god. However, after 12, his time is negotiable, and he goes along with the brunch. He's enjoying the seclusion and the intimacy of the private booth you got him and yourself. Once brunch is over, you manage to sneak some pictures of him to send to his colleagues and students to show he's having a good day. Next on the agenda is a cat cafe. He's perked up by then. Cats are sniffing him, crawling over him, staring and meowing at him, and by the look on his face, all is right with the world. After that, you're at an animal shelter. He's skeptical and cautious, but looking at the animals. He's like, why are we here? I know you haven't brought yourself to actually do this, so I'm going to do this for you. You're going to look into these cats' eyes, and you're going to pick your forever baby and adopt and take home, you say. You've seen his longing gaze whenever he looks at cats. Everyone knows this man wants one, and it's literally his spirit animal. He's at a loss for words, so you continue. Taking care of a cat is not a problem. We'll make time, and we'll put in the work to care for it. I know you can be great I know we can be great cat parents. We have space, we have money, we can get the necessities if we both have a lot of love to care to give. So you don't need to deprive yourself of the gift you want the most. You're going to be a great cat dad, and I'll be with you every step of the way to be a great cat mama or papa to this little baby you're choosing. So with glossy but usual tired eyes, this man looks around till he finally settles on a black cat with white patches. Its ear a little clipped at the tip, and he's a little one, but one look and the sound of its meow really struck him, as well as it bravely brushing against his feet. So you started the necessary paperwork to get the little one. You decide to pick up the kitty tomorrow since you knew today was a bit too hectic to take it home. The next stop of the evening was the market where you brought some ingredients. He literally just watches you do your thing before you two finally got back home and you're in the kitchen cooking up a storm. There's a knock at the door and Aizawa goes to open it. Lo and behold, Hizashi, Toshinori, Nemuri walking in with wine in hand on the other treats. He's definitely not surprised since there's a handful of times they've succeeded in making their way to his space. I don't know if it's because of the gift you got him or the last few blissful hours of being with you, but he's feeling quite generous since he doesn't fight about them being in his space. Hisashi is the first one to make his way into the kitchen to help, while Nemuri and Toshi tease and entertain the heck out of Aizawa, absolutely just gushing about and at him. How they saw tears welling up in his eyes as he looks at all the cats. He looks over because he knows it's your doing. You're always sneaking updates to them. It's nice when you have people care. It's nice when you have people that care about you and want to make sure you have a great day. It's a nice feeling, so he's happy with his little company because not everyone can have the time to be there in person, but remembering throughout the day the many well wishes he's gotten and knowing his students, they'll be doing something for him tomorrow. He allows himself to just be happy, and it's good. Lastly, the night ended with the homemade dinner and cake with fun games and lively chatter. By late night, early morning, the trio finally take their butts home and Aizawa gets to cuddle with you. Aww, that's so cute. And Marcy sent this on November 16th. I don't know if that was Aizawa's actual birthday, but it's so cute, and honestly, he deserves a cat. I feel like he should at least have like 3 cats at home. He's like a cat dude. So yeah, that is really, really cute. He deserves like all the cats he wants. That's adorable. Okay, next up we have Dahlia Rogue. Hi Dahlia. And Dahlia is submitting a situation for BNHA's Bakugou, my favorite. Okay, so first we have a headcanon. A headcanon is... So I used a pretty common headcanon to write a situation. The headcanon is that Bakugou doesn't like his birthdays because he gets older and they feel less special to them, which I totally relate to. That's actually really relatable. I feel like my birthdays also feel, less and less significant as I age. It's just like that, like gut feeling. It's just less exciting. But okay, let's continue on with the situation. And Dahlia wrote a warning that it's slight NSFW. Slight. Okay, let's hope this video doesn't get taken down. You lay with your head on top of his chest, drumming your fingers to a slow pace of his heartbeat. His large hands rest gently on your back. Maya, Katsuki, come down here and eat your dinner. He props himself on his elbow and pushes you off his chest, making you groan in response. Get up, idiot. You roll over on your back, your head lolling off to the side of his bed. But I want to stay, you whine. He grabs both your arms and yanks you off the bed, dropping you onto the floor. You pop your head up, suddenly full of energy. Okay, Finally. But before we go, he groans loudly and you throw a pillow at his face. I have one more birthday present for you. He sighs. I told you it's fine. You've already done a lot for me today. Just shut up, okay? Ugh, dumbass. He scoffs. And close your eyes. He looks at you skeptically, but does what you say anyway. You stand up from the door and pin him to the wall, slamming him against the plaster. What the fuck are you? You silence him by fitting your mouth to his roughly. He kisses back immediately, matching your passion. You bite down on his lips and he opens his mouth in surprise. You slip your tongue into his mouth, swirling it around the outskirts of his wet cavern. He lets out a breathy moan and you pull away slightly. You keep your face only an inch from his, with a trail of saliva lingering between you. Ah! The visuals, oh my god. Okay. You're so close that you share the same breaths of air. You caress his lips lovingly with your thumb. I thought you said you didn't want another present, Katsuki. I said I didn't need one. He sounds like he just ran a mile. You look down at the growing bulge in his pants. Oh my god. You place your mouth right by his ear and say softly, "You look like you need it." You bite the tip of his ear, softly working your way down to his jawline and holding it with the tips of your fingers. My parents are downstairs. You giggled at how he struggles to get his sentence out. Uh-huh. You run your tongue down his sharp jawline. He almost moans but covers his mouth just in time. Shitty woman, don't you care about them hearing us? You stop what you're doing and look up at his cloudy eyes and dilated pupils. You stare at each other for a second before he looks away. You go back to marking his neck. The only thing they'll hear is you moaning my name. Of course, they won't hear anything if you stay quiet, Kit Kat. You bite down on the soft skin on his pronounced collarbone, pressing yourself against his ever-growing friend. You let out a breathy laugh. You're such a whore, Katsu. You start to slip your hand between his waistband on his sweatpants. Hurry up and come down, honey, and bring the brat with you, Mitsuki says from downstairs. Oops, that's us. You move towards the door and leave the room. Hey, you can't leave me with this. He gestures at his very visible member. Now you know how it feels, you say pointedly, and you leave him alone in his room. Ah! I can't believe I just read all that. Okay. I hope this video does not get taken down for this. It will be your fault, Dahlia, if it does. No regrets. Absolutely no regrets. Okay, let's move on. Next we have December submissions. I didn't get any actual headcanon submissions on the spreadsheet this month and last month, so none of these are from the spreadsheet. Next one we have December submission from Marcy. Okay, so oh shit. Okay, Marcy's left a message on the very top of her email. It says, spicy as fuck, be careful. Bro, I just read another spicy one. You expect me to read this one with a straight face? Ah, okay. Oh, alright, give me a second. Let me blow my nose. Okay, I'm back. And if you guys didn't hear that, it's because I actually cut the video, cut the recording, and blew my nose and came back. Okay. Alright. So, headcanon is for BNHJ Sero Hanta, which is our best tape boy. Okay, so, headcanon. Sero is the type of boyfriend that'll have you in his lap while he's playing video games. Whenever you want to be close to him and he's playing games, he'll tell the boys to give him a minute. Sits you on his lap, ties your hair up, or have it in a low ponytail, or even go as far as to braid your hair before resting his chin on top of your head or shoulders and just continue to play his game. There will be neck kisses, random quick groping, temple kisses, nose snuggles, hugsies, quick snogging, pecks, etc. Whatever he can do at the time while still having some sort of focus on his screen. Sometimes, if you're getting a bit too risky, teasing and egging him on, he's sure to whisper as he gropes you hard, oh god, keep messing with me and you won't be able to walk straight even in the next week. Oh god. Believe me, he's a man of his words. At other instances, he'll let you indulge yourself. He doesn't mind if you use him like he's your personal, oh my god, dildo. as long as he's consented for you to have your fun. If he's not on comms, he's definitely letting you hear his pleasures as you equally enjoy yourself. And while he loves to cream in you or on you, he'd rather be safe and have you place protection on his eggplant, or make sure you're comfortable with whatever contraceptive method you prefer, so that you're both aware that what you guys do comes with great responsibility. He's always safe. He's a passionate man and he's really good at aftercare. God, he makes you feel so loved. If you're a good girl, he'll even allow you to warm his, oh my god, eggplant. If you're into that sort of thing. Possibly his favorite thing while he's gaming is that he appreciates when you're cuddled to him, just snuggling his pecs and lulling to sleep as he destroys Kiri and Denki at Call of Duty. However, Katsuki will snipe his ass out any given moment when he gets online. Sleepy kisses are the most adorable thing for him. Oh my god. Why, Marcy? Why? It's good. Like, I can't deny that this is like high quality NSFW shit, but like, I'm trying not to get canceled here. And you guys aren't helping at all. Okay. That was just a little too spicy, but I can totally see it. I actually do see Sero and Denki as like gamers. Kiri, not so much. I feel like he likes to do it with his friends, but he's not necessarily good at it. I feel like Kiri just isn't a very techie person in general. Meanwhile, Sero and Denki are just like gamer buds, right? And yeah. And I think they definitely enjoy like games like Call of Duty and maybe even League of Legends, even though like they're super bad at it because that takes strategy. I think the current game that is like in hype right now is like Valorant, right? I can totally see them like play and stream Valorant and CS:GO. All right. Okay. Next up. Okay. Now we have some festive headcanons for Sato Rikido. Okay. Oh my god. I feel so much safer now. Okay. Yes. Thanks, Marcy, for this festive headcanon. I shall proceed. During the Christmas holidays, Rikido is definitely busy making cakes, pastries, and cookies for all to be fed. He may even start playing around with different recipes that he'd love for you to be the first to try. Rikido does enjoy when you make the efforts to be his sous chef, aiding in his preparations as well as watching you work diligently in his pace. He smiles and looks lovingly at you whenever he catches you stealing a taste of the ingredients. You like to tell him it's because you're checking it if you're doing well, but he knows that's not all the reason. However, if he catches you doing it often, he'll scold you, half playfully, half seriously. Seeing a man such as Rikido in the kitchen, a true gentle giant in every sense of the word, just moving about with concentration and care in whatever he bakes or cooks, is just very pleasing to the visuals and one of the many things that you love and appreciate about him. Also, not only is he busy creating masterpieces, but he does truly get pretty excited for the holidays. So just know this man will be taking ugly Christmas sweaters to new heights, even going as far as to get light up ones. His room will definitely have Christmas lights and peppermint candies neatly placed all around, and basically it'll just melt like a bakery. The best smell ever. Aww. Oh my god. Yes, I totally need a baker like him to bake me like a delicious cake for Christmas, like decorated and all that. You know, it's just, oh my god, like I just wish, like, you know, I could go into the BNJ world in that episode where they were like trying out, when they were doing like the dorm competitions, and then Sato just like bakes a cake, and then like he makes everyone, and then he wins like all the girls' votes because of that cake. And I just want to like taste that cake. It looks so good. Yeah. Oh my god, I loved it. Thank you, Marcy. All right, last one is another festive headcanon for Bleach. Inoue Orihime. I'm actually I don't know if you guys know this, but I actually don't really watch Bleach. I watched like the first episode and that's it. Like, don't get me wrong, I think Bleach has like really good visuals, like the art style is like top tier, but I don't know why, I just never really got into Bleach. I don't know, some of you guys have to convince me to watch Bleach. So, okay, headcanon. Orihime is just the sweetest. She'll be putting up her lights and her Christmas tree, decorating in ornaments with the help of 6 wonderful fairies and Tatsuki. Ultimately, she'd really appreciate if you help too. She would definitely plan a Christmas party and invite all her dearest friends. She'd make sure that you nor her guest want. She'd make sure that you nor her guest want. She'd hype on sweets, flitting around to make sure that everyone has refills and snacks and are never low. Just make sure she's not overworking herself to cater to everyone. Sit her down and make sure she eats. She might forget with all the fun she's having. When the festivities are over, she'd most likely end her night with partaking in blessing her brother, just praying and talking to his little memorial shrine, asking if he's had a great Christmas and that he continues to have nothing but good days. I feel she'd really appreciate if you also participated. You don't have to speak, just listen and comfort her with a handhold or a head pat when she's done. If she permits or doesn't have a problem, stay over and give her lots of cuddles and chaste kisses. More so forehead and cheek kisses, those she really likes. She's a bit shy when it comes to the lips, but 1 or 2 pecks are fine. Aww. Like, I know of Orihime. I hear like she's kind of like the Hinata of Bleach, like really cute and shy kind of person. And so I heard they also have like the same English voice actress. Am I right? But yeah, like really, really cute. And she sounds like a really like sweet person. I also hosted like a Christmas party like yesterday. So I could totally understand the going around making sure everyone is having fun and checking on people, you know, host things, right? Yeah. Okay. And that is it for the headcanons this and last month. So thank you guys so much for submitting these wonderful, wonderful headcanons. You guys are going to get me cancelled at some point with all that spiciness going on, but it's okay. It's okay. You know, I totally enjoyed it. And just, you know, I hope you guys enjoyed me struggling to read some of those words. Yeah, anyways. Okay, yeah, anyways, yeah, that's it for headcanons. Thank you! Q&A! So, I got quite a few Q&A questions this month and last month, I think, just combined, so I'm just gonna go through them. First up, we have Mason, and your question is, who's your favorite anime character? I feel like I've answered that a lot of times. It's Bakugou. It's Bakugou. The reason why I like Bakugou is because he has just like the most character development, like well written character development out of like any other anime that I've like ever watched. I feel like this whole like start off as like a detestable bully, and then like slowly like growing, and then finding out just like meeting your inner insecurities and kind of like accepting other people and acknowledging them. I feel like that's just so admirable. And then like the whole, I know like, because like when I started reading and watching BNHA, I was only in like my first year of high school, so I was only like 14, 15 as well. And so at the time, he reminded me a lot of those like pricks that I really detested in school. And I didn't start off with the best impression of him, but as I kept on reading, and then by the time that I got to the part where All Might basically showed everyone that he can't go on anymore, like the part after he gets kidnapped and then he confronts Deku and goes like, why am I the one that ended All Might? At that point in the story, I was completely in love with him, and I just didn't realize it until that specific point. I feel like throughout my entire journey of reading My Hero Academia, I was just falling more and more in love with Bakugou, and then at that specific point I realized I was completely infatuated with this guy. So yeah, that was definitely such a well-written character, and I don't think any other character is going to be able to top Bakugou at this point. So yeah. Okay, thank you. Next question, Jasmine. Hi Jasmine. Which anime character do you dislike? Which character do I dislike? That is a very good question. I'd say a lot. I don't it's really difficult for me to like think of like an all-time dislike amongst all the animes I've ever watched. But I can name a few, I guess. So from like, I don't think I dislike anyone from BNHA, to be honest. Maybe with the exception of like All For One. But in I think, let me think. In Tokyo Revengers, I know I really don't like Hanma. Like don't get me wrong, I think that he's hot and stuff, but I just can't really bring myself to like him, if that makes sense. It's like I can have like a sexual attraction to him, but I don't think I'll ever like his guts. That's I'll just put it like that. And then I think who else? In Naruto. Naruto is like one of my first animes I've ever watched, and it was like my all-time favorite for a long time before BNHA came around. And I think in Naruto, I guess my biggest dislike is still Orochimaru. I just can't bring myself to like that snake guy. Like, there was once when like a pen pal, like a fanfic pen pal, like made me read her fanfiction of Orochimaru. I was like, this is not Orochimaru. I was like, Orochimaru doesn't care for people like that. He's not this is so not him. Like, you're making me simp for this guy that's not even Orochimaru while using Orochimaru's name and like his appearance and stuff, but that is not Orochimaru. I was like, no. Yeah, so I can't really bring myself to like him. I think a really big reason is also because like I'm terrified of snakes. So yeah. I was in the same sense. I don't really like Sasuke either. Like, I feel like it's just my childhood impression of him was just not great. I just thought he was too much of a prick, you know. Despite all the hardships that he went through, I just felt like, you know, the way he treated everyone else, they didn't deserve that. They didn't have to deal with him. So yeah, I didn't really like him. And then let's see. Anyone else? It's so hard to look back into anime characters that I don't like. Oh, but okay. So there was an anime character that I originally disliked, but kind of turned my opinion on him very, very recently after watching like a character analysis video of him, and that's John from Attack on Titan. So I used to not like John, cause like, I don't know, I just felt like he was just cause I felt like, and then I realized why I didn't like him. It's because like John was your stereotypical like hero, your stereotypical like hero story in like and then his entire like journey is like a hero's journey, right? Whereas Eren is kind of like the opposite. Kind of goes Eren follows more of a shonen anime hero's journey and then turning villain. And I really liked that, and I thought like just the two that juxtapose each other so much, which is why I didn't like John as much. But then like later on, when I realized that John is like, when I look back on John's entire like character development, I started to like him more. So yeah, I hope that's a good answer to your question. Anyways, next, Jasmine said, I'm so sorry, I'm just so ew. No, you're not, but it's like my birthday. Oh, happy late birthday. And I love all anime characters, but Rengoku being black fan art is like my favorite, but almost every anime character looks good. Be dark. Lol. Yeah, like I think there's definitely not enough black representation in anime, but I feel like that's also because, you know, anime is Japanese made, and they have their own like Asian beauty standards, so they always like make them like pale as fuck. And it's like, for me, I can understand it because I'm Asian, but I feel like since anime has become such a global thing, I feel like they should make more animes that are like global audience targeted. So that includes like that they should include more characters from like all sorts of backgrounds. So yeah, there definitely needs a lot more black representation in anime. Okay, next, Felicia. Hi Felicia, nice to see you again. And your question is, do you have any anime recommendations for people who are new to this glorious stage? I have a friend who asked me, but I couldn't think of any good ones to start with, so I was wondering if you could let me know some. Okay, I'd say Haikyuu. I don't know if like, because some people don't really like sports genres, but for me, I think Haikyuu is a really good starter for like anyone, because it's just so positive, you know. Any classics like Naruto, One Piece would be scary for them. Like, it would definitely be like a scary commitment because they're so long. But really, they're just like so good. You can't go wrong with a classic. I think like any shonen animes like Jujutsu Kaisen, My Hero Academia are also really good starters because they're just really hype. And typically when people go into like anime, you want to like keep them invested in something that's kind of hype, right? And I feel like fast starting animes that are fast paced will really suck them in. So a lot of people, when they go into like a new field, you don't want to introduce them to like a really slow anime, that like something that starts really slow, because you'll definitely bore them. So anything that has like that's really fast paced, so like shonen animes typically, I'd say are a good start, and then after they get into this whole anime thing, you can let them explore different genres like comedy, so like Spy Family, or even like Psychic, so that's like dumb comedy, One Punch Man, Mob Psycho, things like that, or even like romance, like my Kaicho wa Maid-sama or in High School Host Club. Those are all classics that you can go for, that you can't go wrong with. Yeah, so like I think it really depends on the person you're trying to introduce to, and like what kind of genres you know that they're typically going to be into. So yeah, I just like, I hope like those, you know, those help. But to be honest, I'm not the best at introducing people to like anime either. So yeah. Okay, and your other question is, hey Ada, hope you and your family are doing well. Apologies for my situation / headcanon. I don't know what to call it. I knew it was too long, but still wanted to type it out here. Me and a few friends of mine always used to tell each other things. They never hurt me, but that's a different story. And I did feel kind of awkward telling them, as they did not have this mindset. I don't know how they didn't. Anyways, thanks a bunch for creating a safe space for us. You're welcome, but I don't know if you actually submitted a headcanon this month, because like the entire headcanon column is blank. I don't know if someone like cleared it out by accident, but I didn't get any single headcanons like on the spreadsheet this month. So I'm really sorry that I, you know, couldn't read your headcanon / situation if you had it there. Yeah, so I'd say if you if you remember what you typed, maybe you could submit it again next month, and I'm so sorry about that. Okay, but Felicia does have a next question. So your thoughts on Dazai? Oh, okay. And you had a comment added to that too. I think you'd like Dazai. Hi Ada, it's been a while. I hope you're doing well. I love how you try to be as real as you can with us and are always there to listen to our rants and uncontrollable thoughts. Please always know that we are here for you too. Loads of love. Take care, girl. Aw, thank you. I actually, how do I say this? I don't dislike Dazai, but at the same time, I don't love him like everyone else does. The thing is, it's just like I wasn't really into Bungo Stray Dogs that much. I just felt like the anime itself was really slow, and while it had interesting characters, it didn't really have much of a plot. I feel like it's just like, at least the first I watched the entire first season, and after that I was just like, what happened? You know, like what was going on? I didn't really understand the whole. I feel like the entire anime had good concept, good characters, but just not a good story to like, you know, kind of like boost them up, right? To pull it all together. And that's why I didn't have much of an attachment to all, like, any of the characters, and that includes Dazai. I thought Dazai was, you know, he's cute visually. He's interesting in the sense that he always wants to suicide, and then he's always flirting with girls and asking them to do it, like a double suicide with him. But like, other than that, I feel like I don't really know much about him, or at least like the anime just never gave me a chance to learn more to him than that. And I feel like that's where the anime just really lost me. It's like, other than the initial impressions of like the characters, I feel like it was really difficult for me to get to know them deeply. And granted, the anime only has like 20 something episodes, so it's different. I feel like there's a lot that they could have expanded on, and I know there's like a second, third, and fourth season maybe like that tells more about his backstory, but even still, I feel like the first season like successfully lost my interest in the entire series. So yeah, like somebody tell me what happened, explain to me why this is really good, and just like, you know, help me understand Bungo Stray Dogs, please, because like everyone's saying good things about it and I just don't get it, and I feel really bad for not getting it. So yeah, so thank you Felicia. Yeah. Okay, next we have a question from Marcy. Hi Ada, my question is, what's your usual routine in taking care of your pets? Okay, that's a really good question, because this entire week, my parents were gone, leaving me at home as the sole caretaker of my 2 cats, 1 dog, 20-something parakeets that I had lost count of, and 15 chickens that we have at home. Yes, we practically have a zoo. First thing I do is I wake up, I feed the cats, and if you're wondering, I feed a mixture of wet and dry food, so like kibbles and canned. My cat only likes to eat Purina brand grilled seafood collection, so yeah, with gravy, and she gets like upset, like her stomach gets upset like if I change the kind of wet food that she eats. And for my dog, my dog's also really picky. I don't really know the brand name of it. I just know that every time I go to Walmart and I find the pet food with the dry food that has like a black dog on it. Yeah. And so, okay, after I feed my cats, I go downstairs and I take my dog out for a morning potty. And then I'll tie my dog's leash to a pole while I feed the chickens. So I unlock them from their pens and fill up their feed bowls, and then change out the water as well. And then after I'm done with the chickens, I take my dog back, feed her, give her water, and then I do work in the day. And then in the afternoon, around like 3:30 or 4, no later than 4, because like the sun goes down really early in the winter. I'll take my dog on a really long walk, and after her walk I feed her, and then I collect the eggs from the chicken, and occasionally I'll check on the parakeet cages to make sure they have food and water. Usually if they run out of water, I give them water, but usually they have like their food, we always stock them up really well, so it usually lasts them for like more than a week, so the food is fine. So yeah, that's typically my routine for pet caretaking. And then at around 5 p.m, so around when I get off work, I feed the cats. That's when they start meowing at me too. So yeah, and then at night before I go to bed, I clean out the cat litter. And then I take my dog out for like a potty break before bed as well. Yeah. And then I have to lock the chickens back in their pen so the foxes don't get to them. So yeah, that is basically my story, my routine of my pet caretaking. Hope that helps. Okay, and then we have a message from Marcy left in November. Messages: Hey Ada, I hope all is well. Just here letting you know that I am being honest, going through some rough patches. I'm still in my motherland, however. I'm happier, although I'm anxious to get back to school. Just want to thank you for talking to me, just hearing what I have to say. Thank you for reading and enjoying my submissions each podcast. Thank you for finding the time to do what you do, because I can only imagine how busy you might be, but you still find time to post content. It's never easy to patiently wait for these podcasts, because I'm always so excited to contribute to see what you have in store for us. I also love hearing other submissions as well. Thank you for always brightening my day and putting a smile on my face. Thank you for the art that you do. I really hope the realism/semi-realistic technique you've been trying is working for you. I personally think you've been doing great. You're best at trying new styles that appeal to you, and you're doing well making it in a way that fits your style you're creating for yourself. I'm proud of you, and I pray that you continue doing what you love and just being you. Stay warm, healthy, and safe. Lots of love to you, Ada. Thank you, Marcy. Oh my god, your messages always warm my heart. And honestly, I totally understand, because like I've been in school too, and it's rough. It's definitely rough. And like, not just like being in school, but coming out of school and trying to find a job and all of that is really rough. And I know Marcy is actually going to nursing school, and I'm so proud of her for that. She's just like, she's working so hard. And if you guys don't know, like, she's I think, like, if you guys don't know, I really look up to people who go into the medical field, mainly because like it's really hard work, not just in the sense that you have to have a lot of schooling, but once you get out of it, you're contributing a lot to society, and it's really tough and it's really underappreciated. So like the way I was taught, like my upbringing, I was just like taught to really respect people who like are going to be people who work in the medical field. And I just have a lot of respect for Marcy for like being in nursing school and, you know, going into that. And so I just hope the best for you, and I know it's stressful, but just know that we're all here for you, cheering you on. So please make us proud, and just, you know, remember to take breaks, you know, don't overexert yourself. And I love your headcanon submissions and like everything you write. It's just, you have, you know, sometimes I was wondering, it's like, why you don't start your own little like YouTube channel. Like, you should totally do that. But you know, if I know it's like also not for everyone, and that's why I created the space, so that you guys can share your creativity with me and with the little community that I've created. And I really appreciate your submissions every single month, and I just hope the best for you as well. Okay, and we still have like a question from Dahlia. Okay, Dahlia's question is, do you have any tips for getting more reads on Wattpad? Because I'm writing my own fanfic and I don't know how to get more attractions. Also, I want to thank you for creating such a cool community where I can see really cool art and watch your headcanons, as well as interact with people who have the same interest. Hope you're doing well. Okay, that is a very, very good question, and something I don't have the answer to, because I also struggle with that. Honestly, I don't know. I really don't know. I think promoting your fanfiction in like the right communities is really good. I used to join like this fanfiction Facebook group, and then that's where we like post our fanfics, and then ask people to be like our beta readers, or like ask us to like support each other. And that was like a really good community to be in. But I stopped using Facebook for a long time, so that was a little bit difficult for me as well. But also just like posting your story on different platforms also really help. So like, I was on Tumblr for a while, and if you guys read my Wattpad story, Sunflower and White Rose, that one I originally wrote it for Tumblr, actually. And I posted it on Tumblr, and then I asked them, I was like, hey, you know, if you enjoyed this, can you please give it a like or a vote on my Wattpad as well? And like, I put in the other links that I have it on, and then, you know, people who, and I think I also have it on my AO3, and then so people who enjoyed it on Tumblr, you know, they would actually click into my AO3 link and give it a kudos, or my Wattpad and give it a vote, you know, things like that. That really helped. And I think Tumblr is a really nice space for sharing fanfiction, so like, consider that. Otherwise, I don't know. It's really hard. Yeah, sometimes I struggle with it too. And one of my biggest struggles is that when I post a story and I see that it gets like 0 views and like really little engagement, and then I kind of just like lose motivation to continue writing. The more engagement I get in a story, the more I have motivation to actually keep going and writing it. So yeah, that's a real struggle. So and so I wish you the best of luck. I hope what I said helped. but just be patient. I know a good story will always have followers. And I think it's really important that for me, at least when I read fan fictions on Wattpad, that I look for good writing. So like I think first impressions are really important. Sometimes I go into a fan fiction and like the basically everything is like centered. All the words are centered. There's no punctuation, no capitalization. It just looks like it was written by an elementary school student. And for me, like the story, I don't care if the story might be like really, really good, but just first impression, it makes me not really want to read it. You know what I mean? So I feel like making sure your story, the like visuals of your wording and stuff of your story looks good is really important to readers like me. So that's something also to keep in mind when you guys are writing fan fictions. So I guess, but like everyone's different, you know. Some people actually like stories that are not like formatted properly, so it depends. Yeah. And I think that marks all of our questions and messages, and thank you guys so much for staying with me, and I wish you guys a happy holiday, and I hope that you guys enjoyed the monthly podcast this year. This is the end of the year, and it definitely marks like one full year of me doing the monthly podcast. Let me know if you guys think this is something that I should continue next year. And I just love to hear back from you guys and have more engagement in this monthly podcast. And honestly, thank you guys so much for staying with me the past 2 years and like on my channel. I know I haven't been posting as much lately, mainly due to work and also being busier in my actual life. I can't believe I'm actually developing a life right now. So yeah, that is that, and I hope you guys enjoy yourselves. Stay warm if you guys are in cold places. I know my place is really, really cold right now. Everything's like frozen. And just have fun. Always enjoy yourself. Stay safe as always, and stay simping.